So when you receive your kit, whether it was shipped directly to you or it's been sitting on a store shelf, it still is in a dormant state. So we need to follow these steps, these instructions to get it to wake up from its dormant state. So the bag's been folded to stunt the growth for storage and shipping. Otherwise it would be fruiting in the bag, and then the problem with that is the fruits will eventually rot or decompose, and that can cause mold. So we fold the bags over to stop growth. So when you receive your kit, I want you to remove the bag of substrate and just pull the bag up with the filter up. And then with the lion's mane, you can leave it upright like this in a place that has natural light, natural daylight, not in direct sunlight, and just leave the bag out in the open, not cut out of the box. Just leave it like this for 7 to 14 days. Lion's mane is a slower growing mushroom as well. It's not as fast as the oysters. So typically lion's mane might take a little bit longer. It might take up to 14 days. And it's more of a wispy mycelium, where the reishi mycelium is really thick. The oyster mushrooms are quite thick as well. Lion's mane is more wispy, and it's I would say it's a thinner mycelium. You can see it. You can see how it's a lot wispier than the reishi or oyster. So the goal now is to allow fresh air exchange through the filter that's now unfolded and standing up, and also the direct natural light. The light will help trigger mycelium growth, and it will help trigger pinning or baby fruiting bodies. And where you see those little fruiting bodies is where you'll want to cut the bag. So once you see fruiting bodies forming, now it's safe to cut the bag open. I'll show you an example of one. This bag's been out for 14 days. You'll see the bag actually has a bit of air in it now, just from the fresh air exchange. But you also see it's a lot whiter than, you can see the difference between the bag when it comes out of the box and after it's been out of the box for 14 days with fresh air exchange through the filter. It's quite white, and the mycelium is thicker now in the lion's mane. You also see fruiting bodies forming all around it, actually. So what I would do, there seems to be quite a good patch of fruiting bodies here. So what I would do is cut the bag here. So push the perforated panel out. And then we're going to choose the side that has healthier fruiting bodies or more concentration of fruiting bodies. And we'll fold the bag on the other side of it. So I'm just letting the air out slowly. It's going through the filter. Once the air is out, we'll slide the bag back in the box with the filter down. Now we've got the lion's mane bag back in. We've got the healthy fruiting bodies on the top side here in the window. I'm just going to cut an X across where the healthiest fruiting bodies are, trying not to damage the fruiting bodies. See if I can show you a little bit. There's the X. You can see all the fruiting bodies around it. Now we're going to want to mist it. You can just, I like to use the knife to kind of peel back the plastic. And then we're just going to mist inside the plastic straight to the substrate. So it's best if you can get it, just lift the flap up and just spray in there. You want to do this once or twice a day. The key is to keep the humidity fairly high. So you'll want to see humidity inside the bag. If you don't see humidity in the bag, then it's most likely too dry. So one way to keep the relative humidity high is to put a humidity tent or dome over the kit itself. To limit plastic use, we're not including one in the kit. The reishi kit we are, solely because it has to have one. But you can get creative. If you feel like you're not able to keep the humidity high enough in the kit, you can always use a produce bag, or this is a carrot bag I had in the fridge. You just want to spray the inside of it so that it's high in humidity. And then you can just slide this over the box itself. You just want to fluff it out a little bit so it has a little bit of space for the fruiting bodies to grow. But this will work just fine for a humidity tent. Make sure you rinse it out first. One more thing you want to do is just cut a couple slits on the top for a little bit of fresh air exchange. And then you're good to go. So there we go, homemade humidity tent, recycling a carrot bag that we had in the fridge here. This is the easiest way to keep the kit humid. It's a lot easier than trying to spray inside the cut that you've made. This is definitely the easiest way, and you'll probably have the most success if you can recycle a plastic bag from your produce or from your fridge. The bag just has to be clear because you want the light to be able to hit the mycelium in the fruiting bodies. It needs light, so it can't be a dark bag. But yeah, I'm sure you have something in your fridge that you could use. I actually just dumped these carrots out and had this. There we go. And that's how you grow your own lion's mane mushrooms. Pretty simple and delicious and so good for you.